guys, it's Laila Alieh, your lifestyle and wedding fitness coach, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite sweetener, and that is honey. But it's not just any honey, it's Manuka honey. So I'm going to talk to you guys about Manuka honey. In the previous video, I talked about different types of honey, which is regular honey, raw honey, and Manuka honey. And in this video, I want to help you as best as possible explaining to you what to look for in a good Manuka honey. There is so much out there about Manuka honey. If you haven't heard of it, it's a very great substance to have that actually can be a medicinal honey compared to raw honey that has a lot of pollen. Manuka honey is known for their Manuka plant that has a lot of antibacterial medicine. It has a lot of antibacterial properties and more, and I'll explain to you in a bit. In this video training, I'm going to explain to you about what to look for in a Manuka honey, learn a little bit about the certifications behind it and which one is legit and not. So that way you don't get overwhelmed when you see so much options out there and you don't know how to make the decision and difference. Don't let pretty labels and glass jars and high prices trick you. You want to make sure that you know what you're getting and the source of it, where it's coming from. Since I just got back from New Zealand, I have so much knowledge, more knowledge than I ever have about Manuka honey. I just heard about Manuka honey, I knew it came from New Zealand, and that was it. But then when I came to New Zealand and I talked to some specialists that knew more about Manuka honey than I did, I asked them some great questions. So I want to share with you as to what is Manuka honey, how to get it, and where to find it, and more. What is Manuka honey? Manuka honey, and I have my notes, okay? It's an active ingredient that is in the honey from a plant called Manuka. And it is responsible for a lot of antibacterial properties and it helps in many different ways. It's an antiviral, it's anti-inflammatory, it's a great antioxidant, and it's traditionally used to heal wounds, like on the surface, like literally you put honey on the wound. It helps with soothing sores, helps with tooth decay, and it also helps with digestion. So Manuka honey is a very big part in the Maori culture in New Zealand. They're proud of their honey, and it's also not cheap. It is a high-priced item, and that's where I like to put my money in things that actually will help my health, not hurt my bank account, okay? Because my bank account is a reflection of my health. Most importantly is Manuka honey has a lot of medicinal benefits. And there is an ingredient in Manuka honey called methylglyoxal. Okay, and methylglyoxal is the active ingredient of Manuka honey that has all these different benefits that I just stated: antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and it's medicinal. So it helps people with all these issues to kind of take something like this than taking a pill, and it's like a form of, nice natural multivitamin mineral to take. And so that is why Manuka honey is so special. It's kind of like the Windex of all your problems. Like, oh, you have a sore, put Manuka on it. Oh, if you're not feeling good, take some Manuka. And if you want something to put in your tea, put some Manuka. So it's just something like that really I enjoy, because it's my all-in-one go-to thing for other things to add on to my healthy habits. And that is why I take Manuka honey. Now, the next question is, there's different things that you may see as to what to look for in a real Manuka honey. They're real. I'm going to talk about how to detect what is real and what is not real. The way you can detect if Manuka honey is actually real Manuka honey is actually looking for a serial number. As you can see here, there's a serial number here, and it says manufacturing date, best before date, batch code, and then an RMP. Actually, go to the website and put in the batch number to confirm if this is actually legit. It's like tracing a dollar. It has a serial number. This is serialized and it's been put in the database. Now, this is another company that also has a batch number, and it's right over here. It says Manuka honey, batch number, best before. So that batch number, you go to the website, for example, and it has a license number as well, and you can go online and confirm if this honey is actually legit. So I like that things are serialized, just like your jewelry, your gold items. Some things have a serial number and you can track it. And that's what's so unique about it. It goes through a huge process, and at the end, it's also documented as a legit item. So that means a lot, that this is not a joke item, not a juke sweetener. You don't put so much effort into something to get nothing out of it. So I look at that as a unique thing. Another thing is, so you found out what is legit and not. You may see some Manuka honey, you may see some honey that says Manuka blend. What that means is that Manuka honey is blended with regular honey, so they call it Manuka blend. Just so some people can afford having Manuka, but not being able to pay for the whole thing. An example is, this is tea, and it says summer fruit with Manuka leaf. Now, a taste of well-being blended in New Zealand. So it's something blended, and it says in the ingredients that Manuka leaf is in it, 1%. So this is a Manuka blend tea. So don't think this is equivalent to this. This is a small little piece of that. You may see something that says raw honey, but with Manuka blend in it. So if you see something that says Manuka honey, and there's no batch number, and there's no number or grade of how high of a standard it is, which I'll explain in a bit, then you're not getting Manuka honey. You're getting something Manuka-ish. Now, the next thing in this video is, why are these different prices? Like, why is this one more expensive than this one? You know, I want to know. And that is the level of active ingredient that's in the Manuka honey, which is the methylglyoxal, and a lot of other things that are measured. So there's different forms of testing in Manuka honey. They're from different organizations. So as I mentioned before, these are tested. So how to verify if this is tested well, there are, as of what I see here, and this is an example, there is forms of testing called UMF testing, there's K-factor testing, there's bioactive testing, and there's MGO. So for example, this is a honey that has a number UMF, which is a form of grade that has been tested. So this is a method of testing that puts a number on the honey. So this is a UMF grade 13. This is a UMF grade 12. This is an example. And so I'm going to share with you mostly about the UMF grading and MGO grading, simply because that's what I've seen, that's what I'm comfortable talking about. The K-factor and bioactive, there are methods of testing of grading the level of quality of Manuka honey. However, from my research and readings, and I could be wrong, I haven't seen it to be the best form of certification. It's a method of grading your honey, but UMF and MGO are the top two. What is UMF? Okay, UMF means, which says right here, well, I took on it right here. So UMF, okay? You see that? Yeah. UMF means unique Manuka factor. That tells you how much of the presence of Manuka honey is active in this amount. It basically is used to ensure that how the Manuka honey is trusted. And that's actually what the grading system is. It ensures the Manuka honey is trusted. UMF reflects the antidotic strength and activity of the methylglyoxal. So it just tells you how strong it is. MGO, which I don't have here, means how much methylglyoxal is in per kilogram of honey. So if you see a jar that says MGO 100, that basically means 100 milligrams per kilo is of methylglyoxal in this honey. So it's again a standard of measuring the honey. It's apple and oranges. So, but at the same time, there is a similarity between MGO and UMF, which is in a diagram below or around the screen of comparing the two. So that's why I like to go with the UMF standard or MGO standard, because they kind of fall along the lines of the same output. And so that's where I want to say is just focus on UMF or MGO and you should be good. But if you want to go and take it up a notch, just look for UMF Manuka honey. And if you want some that's therapeutic, UMF of 10 and above is considered medicinal honey, meaning that it can help. You can basically take 1 teaspoon a day and take the doctor away, they say. But it's a holistic remedy, and definitely listen to your doctor if they say that you should take some other supplements, but this is a great form of preventative medicine. And I take it with my tea, I take it as a teaspoon. I consider it gold. And just to give you an idea, Manuka honey is not that expensive. It's not cheap, it's not that cheap, it's expensive. For example, this jar of Manuka Honey, and it's the medicinal UMF 12, this was over $150. So I'm not going to put this on my toast. I'm going to take a little teaspoon of it and enjoy it by itself, like this. So you basically see how thick it is, and it's like not even gooey. That just shows how strong it can be. So I literally take this much and it's like a smoky, heat flavor. So Manuka Honey is not supposed to be it's supposed to feel like it's smoky, and you can feel the grains and everything. And then I have in my tea, but that's how I take it. Like literally, like dip it in, like as much as I can, and enjoy it. So the methyl glyoxal is what you look for. And what I really like about the UMF standard testing of that grading system of Manuka Honey, it's been third-party tested. And that means that it's been guaranteed that, hey, they tested it and then they had a third party test it to confirm it. And that makes me feel comfortable saying, hey, it's medicinal. I even double checked it. And then another thing, that MGO standard testing, it's not third party tested, but it's still trustworthy, it's straightforward. And like I said, just go for UMF 13, see what the MGO standard of it is, and it's in the diagram below. So UMF like 10 is equivalent, UMF 13, which is what I have, is MGO 400 plus. Okay, that's a lot. So you see here, like this is really something to look into. And that diagram that you see around the screen, which is this diagram here, okay, and I have a couple other examples, you get to see the equivalent of the two. If for any reason you are on a budget and you can't afford UMF standard tested, a standard honey, Manuka Honey, go for the MGO standard of Manuka Honey, and you'll find the same grade level. But like I said, you know, it's worth every penny. You know, this was $33.70. And it was also UMF 13. This is like high quality in a specific region of New Zealand. It's a volcano because it was harvested between 3 volcanoes, the Tongariro Crossing, Tongariro Mountain. That's where I was, and I got it, and I was told by some people to get this level honey. But you can get a nice UMF 13, you know, in the store, making sure that it has all these specs and whistles on it. UMF 13, batch number, website, and this was $33.70 New Zealand dollars. So let's say 27 bucks or 30 bucks US dollars. And I got this in Rotorua. You can't go wrong, guys. And so I don't want to give you a name of a company to go with. Just look for a honey that has the good standard of testing, it has a batch number, and you're good to go. That's it. I hope this was very helpful. You know, I went a little deep on this honey because I just learned so much, and I wanted to share that with you and condense it in this, you know, short video instead of you having to spend hours and days and weeks like I did learning about Manuka Honey and traveling to New Zealand. So I brought New Zealand to you. Anyways, but you should go to New Zealand. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I need to scratch that off my map. But regardless, that was my souvenir from New Zealand, as well as this necklace. But I would say that I highly recommend you get something like that when you are traveling. Look for things that are medicinal, that are helpful with your travels. And that's a topic on a coaching call or a group coaching call we can talk about later on, is taking things that are of value for you. So be good to your health, stay active, keep going, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.